Look at this photograph from the 1960s. These are people waiting outside a ration shop in India, a physical record of an era defined by severe food scarcity and the pressure of feeding a rapidly expanding population. To solve this crisis, scientists introduced the Green Revolution. By deploying high-yielding variety seeds and pairing them with synthetic NPK fertilizers, farmers could inject concentrated doses of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium directly into their fields. As we can see in this archival photograph, the result was an immediate increase in production. Industrial combine harvesters and tractors pulled record-breaking crop yields out of the earth, establishing the foundation of modern global food security. But this animated cross-section reveals a hidden biological cost. When synthetic chemicals rain down onto a field, they act as a direct sugar rush for the plant. The roots absorb the synthetic nutrients immediately, bypassing and eventually starving the microscopic life in the soil below. Over time, the soil microbes die off, and the dirt loses its natural fertility. To maintain the same crop yield, a farmer is forced onto a chemical treadmill, applying twice as much synthetic fertilizer onto the field just to hit the baseline. This required over-fertilization cascades outward. Excess chemicals create toxic water runoff, forcing pests to evolve pesticide resistance and leaving the dirt physically dead. Chemical agriculture solved the immediate threat of starvation in the 20th century, but its reliance on synthetic inputs systematically breaks down the biological structures required to keep growing crops in the future. Organic farming, or Sindriya Sheti, operates on a different logic. It requires managing the soil as a living ecosystem, not a passive medium for chemical sprays. We can see this outlined in these notes on biofertilizers, or jaivkate. Instead of importing synthetic NPK, organic farmers rely on living biology to manufacture nutrients directly in the ground. Look closely at the root system of the chickpea plant this farmer is holding. Legume crops like chickpeas and soybeans form a unique partnership with a bacteria called rhizobium. This microscopic video shows the mechanics of that transaction. The rhizobium bacteria swarm the root hairs, attach themselves, and swell into these nodules. From inside the nodule, they pull nitrogen directly out of the atmosphere and convert it into usable fuel for the plant. This biological engineering extends to other nutrients too. Microbes like bacillus convert phosphorus that is chemically bound in the soil into a soluble form the crop can actually absorb. A biological agricultural engine programs the earth to generate its own fertility. This diagram illustrates a primary vulnerability in standard farming: monoculture. Planting the exact same crop in the same field year after year acts like a vacuum, stripping specific nutrients down to zero. The organic solution is crop rotation, or Pikanchi paraplot. A heavy feeder crop like corn yields a large harvest, but strips the soil's nitrogen. The next season, the farmer rotates in a legume crop. Powered by rhizobium, this acts as a biological refueler, restoring nitrogen back to 100%. Crop rotation replaces a linear extraction process with a regenerative biological loop. Transitioning to this organic system is difficult. In the first few years without chemical fertilizers, crop yields often drop, and the process requires significantly more manual labor to manage the land. Over the span of decades, however, chemical-reliant dirt degrades, while organically managed soil compounds its health and structural integrity. We can see the physical payout in this split-screen comparison. Because organic soil develops deep microbial networks, it acts like a sponge. It retains water deep underground, giving crops resilience during droughts, while water simply runs off the dead, cracked earth on the left. iFoam formalizes this long-term approach around 4 principles: health, ecology, fairness, and care. The core philosophy is summarized in this Marathi phrase: Nirogi mati, nirogi peak, nirogi manav. Healthy soil, crop, and human. Human health links directly to the dirt's biological integrity. True food security requires looking past today's output to ensure the ground remains productive for the next generation. By rebuilding the biological engine of the soil, agriculture transitions from a model of extraction to a cycle that can sustain yields as long as the underlying biology is managed.